Hello everyone. So this is Gurveen Kaur, Assistant Professor in Department of Management Studies. So today we are going to discuss the various cases under the mercantile law. So let's start with the various cases. So the first case is over there. Case 1. A gives an offer in the newspaper for the sale of his HP laptop for rupees 15,000. He also stated that those who are willing to purchase can send a message to his mobile. In this simple case, consider the following situations and discuss the solutions for the same. So the first situation is B was interested to purchase the laptop and send a message starting that he wishes to purchase for 12,000. Was it an acceptance is given by B? Next situation. B was interested to purchase the same, but he asked C to message on behalf of B. And C messaged as follows. My friend B is interested to purchase your laptop for 15,000. Here is his valid acceptance. Is A binded by the acceptance? Next situation. B, who is much interested in purchasing the laptop, had called Mr. A and given the acceptance through his phone. Is A obliged for the acceptance by B? So this is an offer. This is basically a case which is having the three situations over there. So this case is basically an offer is given in the newspaper for the sale of the HP laptop for rupees 15,000. Now he stated over there that those who are willing to purchase the laptop, they should give a message. They should drop a message on his mobile number. So this was the case under which the three different situations were there. So let's see what these situations are and how we can get a solution towards it. So the solution for the above stated situations is, so first situation, B was interested to purchase the laptop and send the message stating that he wishes to purchase for rupees 12,000. Was it an acceptance as given by B? No, it was not an acceptance. It can be termed as the counter offer. If feasible, A has to give the acceptance. So that is not merely an acceptance. That is not at all an acceptance, but it is a counter offer which is given by the another person to A. Now it is upon A that he is going to accept it or not. Second question. B was interested to purchase the same, but he asked C to message on behalf of B, and C messaged the same. Again, this is not a valid acceptance. The acceptance need to be given by the acceptor itself. Now, here, what was the situation? B has told C to message on his behalf. So this is not at all a valid acceptance because the person himself or herself have to give the acceptance for the same. Hence, A is not binded by the action of C. So A is not at all binded for the same. B, who is much interested in the purchasing of the laptop, had called Mr. A and given the acceptance through his phone. Is A obliged by the acceptance given by B? The acceptance must be given in the mode of the prescribed by the offerer only. So what he has prescribed that you should message on his phone. A text message is to be dropped upon the mobile number. Hence, in the given case, the acceptance given by the B through the telephone is not at all an acceptance. So that won't be considered to be an acceptance. Next case, Mr. X invited Mr. Y, his business partner, for X sister's marriage. Y accepted the invitation. In this ground, X booked a table in the costliest hotel where the marriage take place. Due to some reason, Y could not attend the function. What type of contract is this? Is this a valid contract? Justify your answer. So here X has invited Y, his business partner, to attend his sister's marriage, X sister's marriage. Now Y has accepted this invitation on this ground that the acceptance was done by Y. X has booked a table in a costliest hotel. So he has booked the table over there in the hotel, which was very costly for the marriage, where the marriage is to be taken place. Now, due to some reasons, Y was not able to attend the function. So, what type of contract is this? Is this a valid contract? And we need to give a justification for the same. So, what do you think? It is a valid contract? So solution for the same is, it was asked that was it a valid contract or not. This is not a valid contract on the following basis. First of all, it is not at all a valid contract. This is a social agreement. So it was a social agreement. It was not at all a business agreement. It was not at all something like that. It was just an invitation to a marriage party. So it was a social agreement. The agreement is not created with the intention to create legal relationship, rather to create a social relationship. So there was not any, business partnership is going to happen, or no, some legal representations are not going to happen, but it was becoming a social relationship. There is no consideration involved in the contract, hence it is not a valid contract. So there is no consideration, so we are not going to consider to be a valid contract. Next, third case, Mr. A developed a shopping mall at Mumbai at the request of Mr. B, who is a municipal corporate. Mr. C makes agreement to pay rupees 2,50,000. Mr. A accepts the proposal of Mr. C. Is this agreement or a contract? Justify. Is this an agreement or a contract? Justify your answer for the same. So here the case says that A is going to develop a shopping mall at Mumbai on the request of B, who is a municipal corporator. Now that was an agreement between A and B. Now C is going to make an agreement to pay rupees 2,50,000 to Mr. A to accept the proposal to Mr. C. Now this is an agreement or it is a contract. So kindly give your answers and the justification. So solution towards it is a case of consideration, which means that the promise executed to the work at the desire or under the direction of the promisor. In this set case, Mr. A develops a shopping mall at Mumbai with the prior request of Mr. B, who is a municipal corporator. Now, Mr. C makes an agreement to pay this 2,50,000 and Mr. A accepts the proposal of C. So, it is a case of consideration. So, it is a consideration which is paid for one thing, and it won't come into the acceptance part or the contract part. Now, acceptance was there because consideration was there. So that would become into an agreement part, but not the contract part, because the whole of the thing is not given over there into the writing part. Next case. There is a constant quarrel between Ankita and Aniket, due to which there is a material discord between two. As a part of the settlement, the husband agrees to pay sum of rupees 50,000 per month as the maintenance allowances for his wife, provided she stays separately. Does the wife has a claim to get the amount? So here, Aniket and Ankit, they are both the husband and wife. So there is a dispute between both of them. Now, for the settlement of this dispute, they are going to get separated. Now, husband has agreed that I will pay rupees 50,000 per month as the maintenance charges for his wife. But the condition is that she is going to stay separately. So does the wife has a claim to get the amount or not? The given case is under the chapter of the consideration, which means that the promise execute the work at the desire or under the direction of the promiser. The consideration is essential for the valid of an agreement. That is, in other words, an agreement made without consideration is void. However, section 25(1) that the natural love or the affection deal the exception of this rule. In this set case, there is a quarrel between Aniket and Ankita, due to which there is a material discord between the two. As a part of the settlement, the husband agrees to pay the maintenance allowances to his wife, provided she stays separately. So that would come over there. She can claim for the settlement amount. She can claim for the maintenance allowance on the condition that she is going to remain separate. So that is the case which is going to come from the consideration. So given case is under the chapter of the consideration. So that is a consideration being paid by one person, and in return the person has to remain separate from the husband. So that would be the case of the consideration over there. Next, X in consideration of rupees 5 lakh from Y agrees to murder Z while borrows the money from K, who unknowingly lent money to Y, and can K recover this amount? So now can K recover this amount? X in consideration of rupees 5 lakh from Y. So X has taken the consideration amount from Y, which agrees that X agrees to murder Z while borrows the money from K. The money has been borrowed from K, and K is unknowingly, and the K is not knowing that this is for murder purpose. So can K recover this amount or not? So is this amount be recovered or not? The given case is under the chapter of the fraud. Now this was a fraud which was done to K, which means that the active concealment of the fact by a person having knowledge or belief of the fact. The fraud arises when there is a false representation of the fact made with the knowledge that there is a false, or without belief in its truth, or reckless not caring whether it was true or false. In this set case, X in consideration of rupees 5 lakh from Y agrees to murder Z. Now, here the K was not knowing about the fact, and it was a fraud which was being done to K because he was not knowing that this amount is being given for the murder of some person. So in this case, when there is a fact where there is a fraud kind of thing, in that fraud, the money is not going to be recovered back. So K won't be able to recover the money, won't be able to recover the said amount back. So recovery is not going to happen over there. Next case, Mr. X sees a book displayed in the shelf of the bookshop with the price tag rupees 85. Mr. X tendered rupees 85 on the counter and asked for the book. The bookseller refused to sell, saying that the book has already been sold to someone else and he does not have another copy of the book in the stock. Is this bookseller bounded to sell the book to X? So he is bounded or not, we have to check it out. So X has went to a bookshop. There a book was displayed with the tag of rupees 85. He gave 80. He has intended to give rupees 85 to the shopkeeper, but shopkeeper refuses that this book has already been sold to someone else, and there is no other book which is in the stock. So is the bookseller bounded to sell the book to X or not? The given case is under the chapter of the offer and invitation to an offer, which means that the significance by one person to the another of his willingness to enter into the contract with him on the certain terms. It may be expressed or implied for the conduct of the parties. In this set case, Mr. X want to purchase the book which has already been sold to the another person. Therefore, the bookseller refuses the proposal and refuses to sell the book. Therefore, X sues the bookseller. Now, the invitation was also there that it is for 85 rupees. It is being displayed over there. Now, X can sue the bookseller over here. So, bookseller is bounded to sell the book to him. If it is already been sold to someone else, then it should not be displayed over there. So displaying the book over there means it is the invitation to purchase it. So X can sue this bookseller, and X bookseller is bounded to sell the book to Mr. X over here. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone for patience listening.